Manuel Torres Salazar is the managing partner of Spanish law firm Garrigues, China.
4 times per year. I think the Spanish government is paying attention to this bilateral relation. But this time, I think there was a clear agenda, the trade deficit. Our trade balance is really unbalanced. According to the official figures, 11% of the Spanish import came to China, but only 2% export goes to China. As our Prime Minister said during the audience in the Tsinghua University, trade deficit with China represents more than 74% of the total Spain. So I think it's a real problem that our Prime Minister tried to sort out in this.
He called it excessive, didn't he, that deficit, the trade imbalance.
Yes.
What actually needs to happen now to bring that down?
Well, our Prime Minister's mix with regard to Spain and also with regard to the European community. But I think in general we can highlight the 2 comments. First of all, I think the Chinese market has to finish the opening up. I think for many years ago, China was limited and reduced barrier. So one of the topics will be opening up all the markets. And second, when we are talking about the investment in China and Europe, I think we need to talk about the transfer of technology. I think one of the gap that if the government can fill it, I think we can reduce and down this deficit.
President Xi highlighted cooperation in trade, zoning in on what he called new energy and in the intelligent economy. Where do you think that the most realistic gains are for Spain in those areas?
I think Spain wants to become a European hub for digital infrastructure, data center, and artificial intelligence programs. So I think our interest as a country is aligned with what Mr. Xi said in this meeting.
And in terms of Spain as a bridge between China and Europe, how is that role changing?
I think that Spain has a unique country in the European Union can link both China, Europe and Latin America because most of the investors from the Chinese companies are located there, but most they are planning to invest further in Europe, in particular in Spain, and later on jump into Latin America. So I think the position in Spain within the European Union is unique.
They talk, don't they, about strategic autonomy. Do you think that Europe can build closer ties with China without becoming too dependent?
First of all, Spain is not abandoning European consensus. What Spain is doing, refining what is mentioned like the risk. You remember many years ago, more of the investors are talking about the decoupling, the idea to find another place instead of replacement China, but at the end it's not feasible. It's impossible to find a country with the same infrastructure development, communication, supply chains. So now we're talking about the risking, and I think Spain is make a step forward now. Is talking about a smart diversification. But you remember in 2019, European Union qualified China like a cooperative partner, economic competitor, and systemic rival. So I think that all the intention from the European country when they come to China, they have to bear in mind this. And finally, remember that Spain signed a comprehensive strategic partnership with China in 2005, also signed an action plan 2025-2028, and all of these agreements are under European umbrella. So I think that the Spain is keeping the consensus that the rest of the European countries have.